Well, it's martini time again. Here we are on Sunday, beautiful day in Blackstone, the center of the world. But then you two are the center. So let's see what the frog brings up from the pond. Maybe another golden ball. Maybe not. We'll see. So, I've been talking about the last few evenings about emptiness because it interests me. And I want to know what it is. And so the way I inquire is by writing about it and by speaking about it. And then I see what I inform myself. So it's a way of self-discovery. So the title of this talk is The Pearl of Quan Yin. The Quan Yin is a Chinese version of Avalokiteshvara. And Avalokiteshvara is a Hindu bodhisattva in Buddhism, which started in India. So when Buddhism went to China, Avalokiteshvara, who is the, you could say, the god of the heart chakra, who is the bodhisattva of compassion of the heart. In this context, Jesus would be a bodhisattva of the heart, compassion. Compassion. So it's kind of like the personification of your own heart, of your own compassion. You see, so these gods are personification of you. They're not something out there. They're you, personified into a form so you can bow to them. Otherwise, there's nothing there. So, like a teddy bear. The child loves the teddy bear, and it knows it's not a real bear, but the teddy bear is a form the child's heart can love. And so the bodhisattva is the personification of your own heart, you see. So the Pearl of Quan Yin. Okay, so we got a little idea of here she is, right here. Here's Quan Yin in this form here, and which is the one I love, and then here's Quan Yin. And if you notice, she's holding a pearl right there, you see, a little pearl. So this pearl is well, let me tell you a story then. The Pearl of Quan Yin. So back when I first when a friend of mine gave me this blood jade, what I thought was a Buddha, I discovered it was Quan Yin. And this blood jade, isn't that beautiful? Well, there's Quan Yin sitting in there. So then I found out, well, damn, I got to find out who Quan Yin is. She found this buried in the ground in a Tibetan monastery, or a Buddhist monastery on the edge of Tibet called Shangri-La. It's on the internet. It's a big thing. And she stayed there for 2 or 3 days, and around in the back where they have an outhouse, she found this in the dirt and came back and gave it to me. And I know it's authentic because it doesn't have made in China on it. Who knows how old this is? Who knows who wore this before? Who knows what the history of this is? And so I'll wear it until it falls off and I lose it. But anyway, the Pearl of Quan Yin. The Pearl of Quan Yin. So I met some years ago during this time when I was discovering Quan Yin and I was getting into the Heart Sutra. And of course the Heart Sutra ends with form is emptiness. Form is nothing but emptiness, and emptiness is nothing but form. What in the hell does that mean? So I've been working on that. How do you get empty and how do you get full? All right, so the Pearl of Quan Yin was a real pearl. It was a tiny little thing. And I met this person on the internet. She lived up in the woods around Charlottesville. I've forgotten her name. It's been many years ago. And she was a very high being. I mean, a very spiritual person, artist. And she had a sister in Australia who was even higher. Very spiritual being. You know, way up there, you can tell. And she had given her this tiny little pearl that had been manifested. Now, just listen to me. You don't get all that a little bit. There was a statue of Quan Yin on some island, some nunnery, a little statue of Quan Yin in some place in Indonesia that had thousands of years of history to it and was a sacred place taken care of by nuns. And this statue would manifest these little pearls during the night. And she even had photographs of the pearls coming out of this statue. The statue would manifest pearls, and devotees would come and they could get a little pearl. And so her sister had sent her this pearl. So I'd gone up to see her, I think, or maybe it was just photographs. But anyway, she had this pearl, and I was just awestruck by it. Oh. So then when I got connected with Quan Yin, and I wanted to, well, anyway, I told you this story, but it's connected. When I first discovered that I was wearing Quan Yin, I found out that she was Avalokiteshvara was the Bodhisattva of the Heart Sutra, that it's being sung to Avalokiteshvara. And so I wanted to find out what the Heart Sutra was. So when I listened to the Heart Sutra for the first time, you get it on Imoli, it's chant on YouTube by Imoli or Imoli, and it started to go. And my heart chakra opened up, and it began to squeeze joy and tears, sorrow and joy, like, ooh, ooh, ooh. And I was just, oh, stop, but don't stop. It just went on and on and on and on. So I knew that was Quan Yin. So when I got interested and told this friend of mine that how could I get one of those pearls? How could I get her sister to send me one of those pearls? I wanted Quan Yin's pearl. So not too long after that, I got her Quan Yin pearl in the mail. She sent it to me. This precious little pearl. So I hung it on Quan Yin's hand. It used to hang right here. A little teardrop. And so one day, last year I guess, I don't know, a niece of a friend of mine was here, and she was struggling with drug addiction. She hadn't been able to break it. And she was sitting in the living room, and they were talking, and I went in to see them. And what's that hanging around your neck? She said, that's Quan Yin. Oh, that's Quan Yin hanging around your neck? I went immediately in there and got that pearl and came back and gave it to her with the picture to show where it came from. And so, without a thought, I gave it to her. And I've heard since then she straightened out her life. Never came back. Don't know if she still has it. But she's doing okay. So that's emptiness. Now emptiness, and we all experience this, but we don't really have this philosophical context in which to understand things, and that's okay, you don't need to. But emptiness is when you give away something that's most valuable to you. Not for calculation, oh, if I give her this, she'll get that, and yada, yada, yada. No. Emptiness is when you just say, here. So please, don't come here and ask me for this. Don't say, oh, I would really love to have that. Please don't. I cannot resist. But emptiness is when you give away something that's most valuable, that you hold with the most concern. And so when you give that away, guess what happens? If you give it all away, guess what happens? You fill up immediately. The giving away, totally, without thought of gain or calculation, just because you do it, the giving away and the filling up come together. There's no gap between. There's no giving away, then I got to work to fill it up again or get it back. It's the same thing. Form is emptiness. Emptiness is nothing but form. They're both the same thing when you give it all away. When you give it up. When you just drop it. When you just give it up. Now this has a lot of different forms. It could be something that's nagging you. I tell the story of my mother. I'll do it again. It fits. I don't have that many stories. She couldn't find her car keys. She's going around in circles. She's 100 years old, still driving, going in circles in the house. I'm going to have a stroke if I can't find them. Next time I saw her, she was happy. What happened, Mom? Well, I just gave it up. I just gave it up to God, and the next thing I know, I was walking into my bedroom. I stuck my hand in the sweater, and there were the keys. So she gave it up, and she was filled up. Bam. But you have to give it up totally. Now, you can use God or Quan Yin or your teddy bear. I don't care. It makes no difference at all. The point is in the giving it up. You can just give it up or give it to somebody. I don't know. It doesn't care. Whatever works. Give it to your guru. Give it to your teddy bear. Give it to somebody. Give it to God. Give it to Quan Yin. They're all projections of you. The point is the giving up, the letting go, you see. But it has to be total. If you keep a little insurance policy back there, you won't fill up. If you keep a little reservation, something held back, I can't let go of that. But what if? Or maybe it won't work. What if? One thought. Keep one thought back. You won't fill up. You got to let it all go. Got to be clean as a whistle. You got to be empty, you see. When you're totally empty, you fill up. Thanks for dropping in.